let's discuss. War is actually a good thing. Not really, but kind of it is. And I mean this more generally in terms of chaos, not just war, just challenging things that we don't like. They're such a beautiful gift, even though they suck to deal with. It's a real paradox. I was doing a video on this last night, but I was out at the local ex-servicemen venue out in the smoking area, and they had pop music playing really loud. You couldn't really hear very well. So I want to talk about it again here so I can actually post it, but it may sound a bit ridiculous. And I preface this by saying, obviously being in war, being in challenging times, all this stuff is not a good thing, for your well-being generally and safety, and you can lose life, people lose their life, people get maimed and, long-term injuries, psychological things. So I'm not kind of glorifying it or trying to say it's the greatest and it should stick around. But what I am trying to express is this idea that the chaos and that all of these things that we're like, oh, this is fucked. Even just the challenges we face economically, the challenges we face with technology, sort of managing technology and not losing ourselves to it, and social media, just different things, political things. But I get a sense in the world that, it's not hard to see significant things going on. I don't even I'm not even that tuned into politics and current affairs and that kind of thing, but just a general sense, and speaking to people, you can definitely get it. But back to the main point, war being a good thing. Why is it a good thing? Because it's ultimately forcing us to face things that we otherwise wouldn't face. It's like being in a breakup. Good luck trying to explain or get someone to understand something, understand relationships, understand love, understand life, even understand the opposite sex, without being in a relationship, without having your heart broken at least once in some capacity. It's you just need to go through it. So this is as shit as everything might be for you, we just need to go through this. We need to get our hands dirty, get in the mud, get in the trenches, and just go through it. And I don't know, I'm feeling this, even though from a perspective of someone in a country that's in war and safety is a bit of a risk, a threat, or someone in a third world country, I'm absolutely fine. But in terms of whatever Western standards, my life's all right. I'm not that great, that great a position or whatever. There's a lot I could be that I would like to improve. There's a lot of challenges, all of these kinds of things. But while I'm in and amongst these feelings of I don't want to do this, and the struggle, and being attached to different vices, whatever it might be, eating poorly, not training much, and just these things. They sound trivial kind of things, but smoking lots of cigarettes or whatever it might be for you, all of these things, I'm in this kind of fight and struggle with them. And there's a part of me that loves it, absolutely loves loves it, and is this is it, this I'm doing it, I'm in the trenches. It's so much better than not being in the trenches, so to speak, having this just perfectly manicured life. Not that that's really sustainable or a thing for that many people, but it's great. It's I'm actually changing, and feeling and seeing, observing the change, even if it is subtle, is an incredible thing. So I'm saying we need it, and we're creating this ourselves, and it sucks, and I'm not saying it's necessary, long-term spiritual ascension, but as we evolve consciousness, but it's doing what it needs to do, and there's a beauty in that. I'm reminded of Tribe by Sebastian Junger, which is a great little book, and he's talking about war bringing people together and giving you a sense of community and belonging and these kinds of things. So obviously it has challenges, but the benefit of these things And what's lacking in our world, or at least in the Western world largely, is this connection, and it's like trauma bonding, really. So there really is beautiful things. It's like creating the war that's going on, and like with the US and Israel, Iran, I don't really even know, Palestine, even all of that whole Middle Eastern conflict and all of that. It's like creating division. People are forced to think about things, forced to discuss things, forced to take sides, forced to change sides, forced to this, that, and the other thing. How else is that going to happen? Why would you talk about these things if not pushed to your limits, you know? And it's real. Like it's good. There's something real about it, which is really good. So again, yeah, I guess it sounds kind of silly, but war is good and is obviously necessary for us right now collectively, as is the other challenges. All of this stuff politically, economically, all of it is pressure cooking us, and we're squirming, and it's not comfortable, and it's forcing me, and I think collectively as well, it's forcing me to get out of perfectionism. It's forcing me to see life as this, like, to see the perfectionism, the control that I thought I was having through perfectionism was just an illusion. And it's like life is this messy thing, and getting comfortable with the mess and the mud and the muck and the mire and the ire, all of this stuff, all of that discomfort, all of that, you know, I feel it very much here, so hopefully that comes across. All of that is being broken open, and all that is not true is done away with, and it's hard not to see that collectively. Just as things get harder and harder, as the illusion gets harder and harder to maintain, we are forced to change our tune, and it's great. It's really great. It's actually great. It sucks, but it's great. So I don't know how long it'll last. Probably for a while. Probably until major things happen. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. So I think it's from a position of safety, it's a good thing. You can see that perspective of it all. I guess looking at it, you zooming out, looking at humanity as one, and you're seeing these are the necessary life lessons we need to have. These are the necessary experiences we need to have to truly know and gain the wisdom we need to move beyond it. But there's no way to bypass this stuff. So it's actually really a beautiful thing. That leads me on to the next point, which is evil actors in the world. This idea that, you know, all these people are motivated by evil, and, you know, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. This person, Putin's evil, Trump's evil, Elon's evil, I don't know, Israeli dude, he's evil. You know, all these people are evil, but usually politicians. Then you get into musicians and Illuminati and all of this stuff. And before I get into the cabals and, you know, these elite groups or whatever, talking about that, I think it's important to basically realize that each individual, like when we bring ourselves back down to earth, and we're like, here, this is me in my frame, as I talk about, you're following your instinct and you're trying to make sense of the world, and there's moving parts and you're interfacing, and this is happening, you don't like this, you're trying to be happy, but, you know, you're trying to make sense of the world, and you're doing your best to follow your instinct and connect with your higher self, can just connect with what feels right, all of these things to your inner compass. And there's this idea that these people, certain bad actors, are somehow like not doing that. They're just only responding to like desire or blah, blah, blah. And I don't think that's true. I think of this place, life, the earth, this physical world, like a movie that's got a script, and it's been it's like pre-planned, or it's kind of like being fed live, and we're in it and seeing what happens. But like an actor, like I say, these evil actors, and that's a good way of describing it, because they're following their instinct as well. And this is my theory. I think they're following their instinct as well, and to them, what they are doing seems right, even though for someone else it's like, that person's evil or whatever. They see it in a way that's like Maybe that it's impossible to know. Maybe they see it in terms of a bigger picture. Maybe they do see themselves as sort of undermining all the gloss and manicured nature of society and all the illusions that are holding it up. Maybe they see it all as bullshit and they see it through it. But without even speculating, I feel like they're also doing it. They're trying to navigate and they're trusting their own instinct rather than them turning against God or turning against their good nature. I think they are like actually playing the role that they're meant to be playing, and they're doing a good job of it. Like the evil actor in the movie. Like the evil actor in the movie, the actor isn't actually evil. I mean, he might do certain things. It depends on the actor. But like in the movie, he's clearly playing an evil character or whatever. Even that's, up for debate, but you get the point. So I think we're all just following this instinct, and really that like instinct is fed from out of this 3D world, and that's when you can get into your evil, good and evil forces, and then beyond that, just God and all that is, and yeah, but it's like it's fed through. It's not like a conscious thing. It's like it's fed through, and they're playing the role, and it's just us creating this for our own benefit because we're all really one. It's God creating this big drama, this big cosmic drama for himself, for us, for himself, which is us, all of us collectively. We're all part of it. We are God. We're all one. So we're doing it for ourselves. We're just having fun doing this for ourselves. And it's not that fun, but it's because we're caught in our realities. And so when we talk about like going back to the cabals or these elite groups, and they're manipulating and they're fully conscious of what they're doing, I don't believe that's true. I think that there's levels of awareness, and they may be privy to certain information, blah blah blah, but I honestly think that any information they're just following their instinct, and that information is like fed through them, like it's fed through all of us. We have a being and a natural instinct, and who we are, like at our core, that kind of thing. You might say a soul or whatever, but like that is working through us, and that guides us primarily. There's other influences, but that's mainly what's driving us. And I think it's the same for all these people in different positions of power and influence and all of that. I don't think they're consciously being like, this is the role we have in the world and we're trying to do this. Maybe they are, but I just don't think it works. I think they're plugged into the matrix. They're plugged into the video game as well. Like we're all in this virtual reality world. We're all plugged in, and we can take the mask off, outside of this three-dimensional world, and we go, oh yeah, we're just playing the game. But when you're locked in, and you all you can do is follow your instincts, follow what's in front of you, do your best to try and play the game. So that's what I think is happening. And I think when people talk about, these cabals and blah, 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 controlling the world, and I don't think it is. I think those influences go beyond this physical world, to entities, to forces, whatever you want to call it. And maybe they're conscious of it. I don't really know, but I think it's being fed beyond. It's like being fed through the teleprompter, and they're just reading the script, or enacting the role that's coming out like in live broadcast, almost like Saturday Night Live or something. Oh geez, just spat everywhere. So yeah, that's the gist of it basically. But it's that war, these challenging times, these things are good. They're actually good because they're forcing us to face things we otherwise wouldn't face because they're uncomfortable, and that's the only way to do it. Put it, straight, being pushed in, and close the door and deal with it. And that's what's happening right now, all these challenges. It's a big experiment, and I think if you tune in, there's a part of you that's like knows it'll be okay and kind of likes this. So could be wrong, maybe I'm just sick in the head. But I think if you tune into yourself, you're kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know where we're going. Who knows, we'll see. And just the breaking down of all these things that you previously thought, I think it's actually really fun and liberating, and it's just challenging and scary at times. And yeah, I appreciate that I'm sort of safe at the moment where I am in Australia, and I'm not in the Middle East or elsewhere. in Europe or, like in Ukraine or whatever. But I think you get the point, which is that exactly this is actually a good thing, as tough as it is, and just lean into it. I think like really lean into the yuck, like lean into the imperfection of it all, which is also perfect. It's like lean into the muck and the chaos and the doesn't mean like do bad things and blah blah blah, but just lean into it, lean into whatever's you can feel yourself having to face, and letting go, and just let yourself go into it and allow it to transform you, and face this chaos and kind of enjoy it, and just check in with that part of you that does enjoy it, even when it sucks. That's kind of like, I know what I need to do. This is benefiting me in some way. I'm being forced to let go, and also letting go of this idea of like, evil forces and blah 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 acting in this world, and see it more as like just part of the script. Like this is being fed live into the teleprompter. There's no, it's like what's the Jim Carrey movie, Thingo Man or whatever it is, the one where he discovers he's like in the glass dome. Just imagine it like that. Like everyone playing in this game, everyone that you can see, they're all within it, and they're all acting in the same way, acting the best they can, and they're getting influenced internally, as we all are. We're guided through our heart and instincts and these kinds of things, and that script's being played. It's like in The Matrix with the architect, the guy in the room who's like designing everything, where he's like sort of got all the TVs up. Like that's what's happening. That's the influencer that's creating the script and the stage and everything, and we're just sort of playing in it, and we're guided to, in our limited scope, to act and do our best, and that's what's happening here. So I guess let go of all this like evil spirit this, evil people this, these people are trying to take us over, but it's just let go. Okay, fuck, I can't control that. Let go. What can you control? Not that. I can control very little. It's a letting go. Even when there's evil, and just letting go of the need to do stuff. Like even that, I talk about the just stop fucking doing shit, just do nothing. And that is a strong impulse, the grind impulse. You got to do this, you got to get after it, you got to be doing more. No, you don't. You got to be doing less. Allow yourself to be a slobby bum of a person. Do less. Spend more time getting your hands dirty in the muck and the mud, speaking to people, developing relationships. These are the things that are important, not fucking spending all the time in the gym and like grinding and doing things you don't even really enjoy that much because, if I just get through, then I'm gonna get success. Just fuck all of that off. Just like, there's nothing to do and no one to be, or not, just, and let that settle in. Look at me, just let yourself be that, because that's more real. And get your hands dirty. And so that's all a good thing. Hopefully that made some sense, because it makes sense to me, but maybe I'm losing my mind. So yeah, have a good night.